Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Good morning, Bix Weir, Roota.com with your morning horoscopes, your sip of chaga coffee. Oh, lots to talk about in silver. But first, it looks like they fired up the hurricane machine. We got a hurricane just forming right now. This is where they're going to steer it. Yes, of course we can steer anything. So brace yourself. Usually they do this at or before election time. This is right after election, which is interesting. This election is going to be the strangest election in history. The question is who's going to win. Whoever controls the most computer clicks. Click of a mouse changes the election. It's ridiculous. But from what Biden is saying, I know we could have a situation where the Republicans think, oh, we got this. And then the exact opposite happens. But Biden came out early and said this, which is crazy. But hey, crazier things have been said. Listen to him.
No more drilling. There is no more drilling. I haven't formed any new drilling.
And he's exactly right. He hasn't. You look at the numbers, there's Biden, nothing. So to say that right before an election just adds to my theory that there's nothing normal about this election. So just brace yourself for chaos. Yeah, and then they're going to throw a hurricane right after it. I don't know. Speaking of hurricanes, silver. This is the last quarter of the big grand manipulation, the JP Morgan lease to Bank of America, which the back end of the lease, the silver, I believe, goes to either Buffett, Elon, or the U.S. Mint. Probably a little bit to each. I think Buffett's probably handing all his to the Mint to save America. But hey, that's me, right? I'm a crazy conspiracy guy. But I told the Silver Summit back in 2009 when they kicked me out that they were crazy. They needed to look at the silver derivatives because that's what controls price. I still say that. Price means nothing. $21 silver is ridiculous. It's the dumbest price ever. When silver hits a couple $1,000s an ounce, I'll start thinking about selling if the COMEX is shut down. And what am I talking about? All you have to do is go to the quarterly reports on derivative trading at the Office of Comptroller of Currency. This doesn't give you everything, obviously. It gives you a snapshot of OTC silver. This is silver that's not traded on the COMEX, not traded on the LBMA. This is a completely separate thing. Now, COMEX and LBMA are really involved, but this is what you need to look at. Take a look at Bank of America. This is for... Here, December 31st, 2020. No, wait, that's not the one I want. There you go. This is for March 31st, 2020. This is what happened then. That was the first quarter, was the silver, the Wall Street silver guys started talking about it, started getting into it. We had the silver squeeze potential at $30. And that's when Bank of America went absolutely bonkers with their derivatives. Look, in the first quarter of 2020, they were only at $173 million worth of silver derivatives. That's not a big deal. It's big, but nothing compared to the $29 billion JP Morgan had. In these are OTC derivatives, over the counter, not on any exchange. But look what happened. What Bank of America did in the year of 2020, $8 billion. That's over 400 million ounces. $8 billion worth of silver in silver derivatives. Over 400 million. Remember, these numbers are ridiculous compared to what the Hunt brothers got busted for. They had about 100 million of physical silver and 110 million of silver derivatives. And here's JP or Bank of America in 1 year. Hunt brothers did it over many years. Bank of America did it in 1 year in 2020, added over 400 million ounces of electronic silver derivatives. And that didn't slow them down at all. By the end of, when was this date? Fourth quarter 2021, look at $27 billion. Over $1 billion worth of silver derivatives on their books at the end of last year. But look where they are. They're all one-year derivatives. 99% of them are one-year derivatives, meaning in 2021, all these mature. That's when they had to go into action. That's when the OTC, the Office of OCC, the Office of Control of Currency, second guy in charge is a guy named Greg Coleman. He said, oh my God, we're giving away what's happening in our derivative reports. We need to change our derivative reports. So they changed their derivative reports. Now, just to mention, Mr. Coleman comes from none other than JP Morgan Chase. He was the lead for the capital markets team at JP Morgan Chase. Lead for the capital markets team at JP Morgan Chase. Huge position, and now he gets to hide data for JP Morgan Chase. And this is how he hit it. All he did was, on the reporting, he changed gold, which they put gold into FX reserves because they wanted to hide what was going on with gold, but they exposed silver. So Greg Coleman said, okay, because the Bank of America's silver OTC position is going to shrink to zero again. This year is the year of delivery for all those one-year OTC contracts. It would be obvious. We need to hide it, so let's move gold back into precious metals, and then we can hide everything because gold is so much bigger than the silver price. And that's exactly what it did right here. There it is. You have no idea what's going on see, if this was left to be on its own, these would be shrinking massively, massively. Because by the end of the year, our friends over at Bank of America are going to be, this lease matures. It's over. So right now, we don't know what JP Morgan has on their books. If we had the correct reporting, it would be, by the end of this year, it's pretty much going back to zero. That's the game that was played. We've talked about it. I've showed you how it works. I really do think it's Buffett and maybe Elon Musk. Jenny came up with that one the other day. Elon Musk is not dumb. People say he might be dumb buying Twitter, but that was a thing to save America type of thing. But he's not dumb. He knows that all his businesses absolutely require physical silver. So why wouldn't he be getting his hands on all the physical silver he can get his hands on? I think that's what he's doing. You don't take delivery on the comics, as been proven. Nobody's taking delivery on the comics anymore. The comics is basically ready to shut down. I think it will shut down by the end of the year. But we have 2 more months before all the JP Morgan silver will be delivered. Game over, at least that game. Again, I talked to Jenny Moonstone about this. Go check it out on the private road. I can't say this out loud, but you can read what this one's about. So go check that out. Again, Greg Coleman orchestrated this, or helped orchestrate it. There's a lot of players in this. BlackRock was involved. JP Morgan, of course, Bank of America. I don't know if JP Morgan knows that this is ending up in Buffett's hand. They probably know by now. They watch my show all the time. But yeah, remember why Buffett bought at the end of the 90s? Well, it was very simple. It was a supply-demand deficit in silver. The supply-demand deficit in silver will go on for decades right now. Decades. We've been in it for 2 years. It's going to go on for decades. You might say, well, how can that happen? Unless the price goes up into, I'd say, at least 8-to-1, 9-to-1 with gold. It should be 1-to-1 because there's 6 billion ounces of each. And nobody really needs gold. Everybody needs silver. If you have gold, swap it for silver ASAP. I've been screaming about that since gold's been at 95-to-1. Clearly at 95-to-1, it was a better idea to hold silver because we're at 85 or so to 1. But it's going 1-to-1. So you do 85 times better in holding silver than you will in gold. This is not rocket science, my friends. This is market manipulation. This is dumbing the humanity down. If you dumb people down, they're just not going to understand why silver is priced below $1,000. I have no idea. Well, of course I have an idea. It's for one reason and one reason only. The silver derivative market. That's what the COMEX is. That's what this price is. This is the silver derivative price. But the people in the physical silver market, they were too lazy, I guess. They never got around to making a physical silver exchange where price can be determined. Now they just talk about premiums. You can't buy any silver at $20.92. So why is that the price? In commodity law, that's illegal. It's illegal for the COMEX to lead price. So what do they say? Oh, yeah, it's LBMA. It's the LBMA that, those prices are in line with the LBMA. LBMA is an exchange. It's not an exchange. It's an association where a handful of bankers decide what the price of silver will be based on the COMEX. It's a crazy world we live in. Get your silver, get it in your own possession. Go to your local coin shop right now. Buy them out of what they got. If you don't have a local guy, you can contact my guy, Andy Sheckman. Send him an email, Andy, A-N-D-Y, at milesfranklin.com, milesfranklin.com. And buy what he has in inventory. I wouldn't wait for anything. Yes, the Bank of America lease silver will end by the end of the year. I think they have another month and a half. But you never know. What happens if they can't find all the silver they need? I don't know. They did put at least a derivative position on in the fourth quarter of 380, a little over 380 million ounces of silver to be delivered this month. That's a massive amount of silver. Massive amount. All off the COMEX. But that COMEX silver has to come out. All the ETF silver has to come out probably to fulfill this order. So, yeah, I don't expect SLV to be here by the end of the year. They'll just pay people off in cash and say, sorry, you're an idiot for not investing in the real thing, physical silver, in your own possession. They won't say you're an idiot. They'll say, for the good of the country, Biden will say, for the good of the country, this is our leader. Watch him.
No, that was before I was president. We're trying to work on that, get that done.
Wow. This is like the worst thing he could say right before an election for the Democrats. So it makes you wonder. Either one, he thinks they've got it in the bag because they're going to rig it so hard that it's going to be fine. Or two, they already know they're going to lose, so they can just double down on all the insane things that they're trying to do. Wait until, if the Republicans take the House and the Senate, Biden will do everything by executive order. That whole executive order thing is ridiculous. They're trying to write laws with executive order. Ridiculous. Our country's screwed up beyond belief. We do have, again, Election Tuesday. I expect both sides. Neither side will either accept it anyway. I don't know who will be declared the winner. Whoever has the microphone. All the Democrat, media, which is like 90% of the media, will say, obviously, oh, what a comeback by the Democrats, and the Republicans will say, you cheated again. And here's the proof, but nobody cares about proof. That proof doesn't matter. So Thursday we have CPI. I think they can let CPI go, as in they can watch it explode higher, because I think they gave up. It doesn't matter. There's no election coming up, so they don't have to keep selling gas from the strategic oil reserves if they have much left. They don't have much left, but that's over. That game is over. And as a matter of fact, I think there's a new, U.S. gas futures jump as frigid winter set to swoop across the country. Oh, well, winter's coming. Whoa, that's news. Everybody knew that already. Everybody knew winter was coming. But now that they're deciding what to do about losing the election, or they got it in the rig in the bag, I don't know which it is. It's such a weird time. I think we'll see a pop higher. Most people are expecting below 8%, 8 point or 7.8 or something like that. I don't think so. I think it's going to stay above 8 and then really blow higher as the winter comes. Because there's no election for how long? Biden's going to stop releasing the strategic oil reserve on Tuesday. That's the insane. On Tuesday. It was all done to keep the CPI from going crazy. And now that the election's going to be over, it doesn't matter to him. That's why now he's saying, oh, we're not going to drill anything. Screw that. It's a crazy time we live. Speaking of crazy times, I'm going to have a discussion with Ken Swartz of C60 Purple Power. Go check it out at roadtoruta.com. I will be posting. See, when I talked to Ken, when we talked about other things besides the C60, it gets really good. So I can't put it on YouTube. So Go check it out at roadtoruta.com. I'll put it in the affiliates section on roadtoruta.com. Just click on affiliates. Right there, the second one under the Grow Network is Purple Power C60. Click on that, and then I will post it right there. And there's your link to get 10% off your C60. They got gummies. They got C60 gummies, so you don't have to drink the oil. Wow. I went through my pack already. A box of gummies. They taste really good, so they are not candy. They're one dose of C60. Just take one of those a day, and you got your dosage of C60 to get all that shit out of your body that the bad guys are trying to pump in. Again, for all you Road to Ruta members, private road members, I posted the Jenny Moonstone discussion. I can't say it out loud, but here it is. You can read about it. And if you want to join the private road to Ruta, go to roadtoruta.com. Click on subscribe today. Now you can join the public road, which you get free emails on the left side, name and email address. And then the private road is a 1-year subscription for $2.99, and you get a silver Ruta coin, the coolest coin ever made, hand-painted, and shipped to your front door. So that's how you subscribe. You guys take care and get ready for a crazy tomorrow. Talk to you later.